Alright, hi, this is Relics of Hyrule video guide on the Triforces. There are two Triforces in Relics of Hyrule. The Triforce and what I call the Lowlian Triforce, the Black Triforce. The one from Link Between Worlds. Low-Rule's Triforce. Hyrule's Triforce, Low-Rule's Triforce. Both of them are canon. Both of them are in the mod. And if you gather all 48 tarnished shards and charred fragments, there's 24 of each. If you gather all of those, pray to these statues, bring them all here, you can reform the Triforce. And the Triforce has 6 possible wishes, and you can choose 2 of them if you have both Triforces. So I'm going to run through all of the wishes and explain what they do. So, I'm going to keep saying so. Anyway, there are 3 options here, just sort of splitting things up. You have courage or willpower, wisdom or emotion, power or knowledge, and both Triforces give you the same choices. So, courage or willpower, you can either resurrect Epona or release the hero's shade and his steed. Resurrecting Epona will change Epona's song so that you summon Epona instead of Epona's shade. So, I'm going to save so I can show you exactly what happens with all of these. So, I'm going to get ready. Okay, normally, Epona's song would summon So normally Epona's song summons a ghostly horse named Epona's Shade. Fully functional horse. But it's a ghost. With the Triforce of once you wish at the Triforce, if you choose to resurrect Epona, then Epona has been resurrected and can be summoned as a living horse. You'll get a Moon's Tear as sort of a consolation, and you'll get a nice blast of blastness. And if you have Epona summoned for some reason, she'll disappear, and you'll summon a physical Epona. For 6.4, I'm going to retexture Epona so that she's actually accurate to her canonical colors. And she is physical horse. She has no timer. She's not going to disappear or anything. And you can move her around by playing the song again. There you go. Now, I was careful to do this. If you try to wish to the Triforce again, okay, that, I need to change that because that's lore breaking. It will reset your wish, and that reapplies the wish just in case something went wrong when you got it before. But you can't wish to the Triforce twice. You can wish to the other Triforce. Everything's fine there. And you can't get the same wish twice. You cannot miss his wish a second time. So I had to put in a lot of checks. Because otherwise, So that's why, the reason why that one's courage is, Epona is tied to courage. He's tied to Link, so it's sort of tied to that. This one is willpower because the hero's shade is a very useful follower. If you have the Oath to Order, before you fight the hero's shade, you will summon a Hylian ghost with the Oath to Order, and then after you defeat the hero's shade, then you'll summon the hero's shade. If you do this, then the hero's shade will be released, and you will go back to summon a Hylian ghost. But also, Epona will be released. You'll get a Moon's Tear if you choose this one, and you'll also, instead of the Hero's Shade Blessing, you'll get the Hero's Blessing, which is basically just a stronger version of the Hero's Shade Blessing. And, I might have to fix that because Epona is still here. But it changes now. So this is a third version of Epona's song. Instead of summoning Epona's Shade, it's now Horse's Shade. So Epona's no longer involved. And I would demonstrate the Oath to Order, but I don't have everything that's needed. So basically, they change those. They're both very small wishes that don't really do much for you, but they give you Moon's Tears, which are very useful. Those are the sort of those are the wishes for people who don't really want anything. I'm coming off a cold, I'm sorry. Those are the wishes for people who don't really want anything. They're like, yeah, I've got everything, I don't really care. And those two wishes, being nice to the to Epona and being nice to the Hero's Shade. Okay, there's a second set of wishes, Wisdom or Emotion. And this is Wisdom, Power, and Emotion, that lore book. The Emotion, Wisdom, Power, and Emotion is talking about the Triforce of Emotion. Just so we're settled. Triforce of Emotion. There's Wisdom of the Goddesses or Manifest Hylia's Grief. So these are good counterparts. Wisdom of the Goddesses will give you 3 spells: Faror's Courage, Nehru's Wisdom, and Din's Power. And those are all restoration spells. Oh, where are they? I thought they were restoration spells. Oh, they're right here. Ugh. So Din's Power, it'll make your health, it's meant to be 1,000. But depending on your skills, it'll change. They modify your attributes. So for instance, Din's Power will make health regenerate insanely faster. Faror's Courage will make stamina insanely faster, and Nehru's Wisdom will make magicka insanely faster. So, for instance, here's me casting healing. You can see my magicka's going down pretty reasonably quickly, not that quick. It's going. But if I activate Nehru's Wisdom, then my magicka starts really going. And I can cast this longer, and my magicka will recharge pretty quickly, very quickly. It only lasts about 10 seconds though, so it's not super great. I mean, it's not like bad, but it's helpful, but not crazy helpful. Let's see if I can test Faror's Courage. So here's me sprinting around. You can see my stamina's really bad. So if I cast Faror's Courage, then it goes way up. It still depletes at the same rate, it's just regeneration is really fast. And once again, it lasts maybe 10 to 15 seconds, but it's still really useful. Where is it? Din's Power, the same thing. Din's Power is the same thing. It'll make your health regenerate really fast. I can't really demonstrate that because I can't hurt myself easily, but they can only be used once per day. So those are the goddess spells, the golden goddess, the ultimate golden goddess spells. The other option was Manifest Hylia's Grief. Now this is an interesting one, because you get some ridiculous spells with this. How'd that happen? Anyway, that's not supposed to happen. I think I dropped a Tarnished Shard and it just sort of flew in. Anyway, you get 4 spells: Hylia's Bargain, Hylia's Contract, Hylia's Depression. No, Hylia's Bargain, Hylia's Acceptance, Hylia's Denial, and Hylia's Anger. So Hylia's Denial, this one is interesting. It's sort of like Faror's Wind, but unlike Faror's Wind, instead of teleporting you to a marker, it teleports you to the same place every time. So here's the inside of Hylia's Denial. There is a chest that does not respawn. There's a bed, so if you want to sleep, you can sleep in the bed. And then you can head back by either selecting this, and it puts you right back where you were. Or if you're already in Hylia's Denial, then you can exit Hylia's Denial by casting the spell again. So it's the same thing both times. And this was added very recently in 6.3, I believe. So it's the youngest of all these Hylia spells. It was added as sort of like an abort button. So if you're in a battle that you just can't handle, then you can cast Hylia's Denial and warp to safety, and then you can sit here and heal or sleep in a bed. You can use this as storage, things like that. So I think that I like how Hylia's Denial turned out. I chose to add it with this with the Triforce instead of the Triforce of Emotion, because I felt it was kind of unfair if you just got it relatively early. As long as you can get through Kina Langdon's on Foral hosts, then you can get Hylia's Denial, and I didn't think that was a good thing, so I switched it into here, just for balance. So that's Hylia's Denial. Hylia's Anger, I'll talk about more later. Hylia's Acceptance is a pretty unique spell. It fires a beam. This is actually the same beam that Beamos fire. And it's also the same as the Staff of Magnus. And it looks really ridiculous. And you can see here, absorbs health, magicka, and stamina. Absorbs more the lower the casters on a particular attribute. That's very weirdly written, but it's really kind of manageable in terms of how much magicka it uses. Although that might just be because I have all these Triforce pieces. I'm gonna summon a bandit and experiment on him or her. Alright. Where'd he go? There he is. So I'm gonna use a Hylia's Acceptance on him. He went down like a lead balloon. So let's try maybe 157. A little stronger bandit.
You picked a bad time to get lost, friend.
Went down really fast. Hylia's Acceptance is very strong. And it absorbs attributes. That's what it does. But you can see it charges up really slowly. Okay, that's that. Hylia's Anger looks really cool, and it's a telekinesis spell, but it acts on actors instead of objects. And when you let go, it throws them. So it's sort of like a concentrated hookshot sort of thing. So you can sort of use them in tandem. You can hold up an actor and suck them up. And you can also pick up corpses, as you can see. And, oh wait, no, it's me screaming. It makes you scream. Which, I like it. Finally, Hylia's bargain gives you rupees. It just gives you a random number of rupees. Random number of random kind of rupees. So, when used with Hylia's contract, then you'll just get all of the, it's basically a create money, spell. Oh, I left the Rupur in my inventory, didn't I? Oh well. So those are the Hylia spells. They're pretty cool. Okay, the final group. Power or knowledge. So power to crush my enemies. It will give you the Dark Blessing, and you now have a chance to instantly kill enemies you strike. And this one's unique. No matter which Triforce you wish it at, you will always get that red blast. There's no information on anything in here except this, instant kill. You have a 3% chance to kill instantly with every strike. And with the Lolian Triforce, I'm going to wish for the other one, Master of Skill. And when you click on this, Master of Skill, it'll go into like the different divisions. So here's all the magic skills. Conjuration. There we go. Conjuration is increased. It increases it by 100 instead of to 100, because I realize that if people have an uncapper, then it'll make their skill go down, which is not a good idea. So I just made my conjuration skill ridiculous without any effort, and it'll also make you level up crazy fast. So I'm level 5, now I'm level 6, now I'm level 7. Level 5 to 21. And I got 10 perks from that. Oh boy. So, that wish was the reason why I made it so that you can't wish the same wish twice. So, can't make the wish a second time. I was thinking that that would be the one wish that you could wish twice, but then I was like, you know, it makes you jump from level 5 to level 21. It's not fair. I will fix that cancel button though. Anyway, so I said in the Triforce Peace video that I would go over the more detail about the Hylia's spells. I don't think they need their own video because they're part of the wish, but I did want to cover Hylia's contract and Hylia's depression right here. I could have just gone and looked right under it. So Hylia's depression, Hylia's bargain, Hylia's anger, Hylia's denial, and Hylia's acceptance. They're all named after the 5 stages of grief. And then Hylia's contract is sort of a subtle, not really subtle, it's kind of a synonym to bargain. And these two work together. So with bargain you can make rupees. With contract you can cash them in. So it's a create money spell basically. And with Hylia's depression does serve a purpose. It's sort of meant to be a lesser version of Hylia's denial. Hylia's denial, you can just escape battle, but Hylia's depression, you can cast it, and it depletes all of your stats, but and it makes you really slow, but it also makes your opponents slower, and it allows you to sort of regenerate some health So Hylia's depression, it's not meant to be like a perfect, super awesome, amazing spell. It's meant to be a detriment to you, but also to serve sort of a purpose. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was helpful. And I hope you go out and seek the Triforce for yourself and use all these cool, crazy things. Bye-bye.